Okay, so we missed a little something last turn, and that is if you look right here, you can see that purple border. That's where that explorer came from. That is the enemy nation. I'm now regretting sending that settler east. I should have sent him west to block the expansion of this enemy nation. So the purpose of your nation's borders, ours are red, this particular nation's is purple, is that other nations cannot build cities inside your nation's borders. And that is pretty much their only purpose. You can't automatically work tiles that are in your nation's borders. It has to be within your city borders for that city, for any city to work it. It's got to be within its own borders. So I'm gonna try to get someone out here as quick as possible, and I don't know which city is gonna be from first, but wherever I get a settler, I'm gonna rush them out this direction to try to cut this nation off. So the other thing that we forgot to do was to come to the research screen, and we forgot to select a technology. You're supposed to do that before you even finish the first turn, so it automatically picked for us. It automatically picked pottery, which allows you to build workers, granaries, and work on a wonder of the world, which will cover buildings and wonders later. But we already have been using workers to build roads. So you can see that this one's filled in white, and that's because it has successfully been researched. So there's a couple different tracks early in the beginning that you can go on with the technology tree. Over the long run, most people kind of follow the same one, but in the short term, there's some variation. You can go for bronze working, which will give you a phalanx, which is a good defensive unit. Normally, people are not, you don't have to worry about someone coming up and attacking you at least within the first few turns. But these are the best defensive units, and they're going to not in the game, but in the beginning of the game. The other is to go for the archers, which have good defense and good attack, but they're a little more expensive to build, so you can't build as many of them. There are horsemen that can move really quickly, and so you can go and kind of surprise people with a surprise attack early in the game. Now, those are going to be probably some of the first things that you build, and then maybe city walls over here under masonry. But what you're really going to be going for, in my opinion, there is two kind of beginning tracks. One is to get ships, and the other is to get the Republic, which is a new form of government that makes your whole empire more efficient. Now, I like to go for ships, so I'm going to go ahead and click on ships, and you will now see that we have it highlighted in blue, because in order to get map making, you can follow the line back and you have to have alphabet. So up here, the goal has been set to map making, and you don't have to click it. It'll automatically have selected it, but now you can see under research and it says alphabet. White is what you've completed, yellow is what you're working on, and blue is what you're going to be working on down the road. So actually, you know what? We have an enemy nation that's near, and we're afraid of them attacking. So I'm actually going to go with bronze working instead. But after that, I'll have my nation work on alphabet and map making. And if we check our messages, it says technology goals map. So at that point, we now, and actually, if we go back here, go back to our research, we can see that it says we are bringing in 2 science points called bulbs per turn, and it's going to take us 1 turn to finish bronze working, and then 4 turns to complete our goal of map making, which will include alphabet. So that's kind of the basics of science. The reason that you want ships is because you can go sail off and settle new lands. Republic makes what you have more efficient, and then you also have your defensive and off units, and you kind of have to play it by ear. If you're being threatened, you have a nation nearby, you might want to go for some defensive units early. And I think that honestly does wrap up turn 2. Next video, we'll go ahead and move on to turn 3.